Hey there, Sam here with you on, let's see, it's Sunday, early afternoon on August 19th. I thought what I'd do today, I wanted to give you a sort of an updated walkthrough, a behind the scenes look at our members Discord and the whole Trade Devil University experience. It's changed so much in the last 10 months since I started it that I figured it was time to get a little update here because it's quite different from when I started 10 months ago. It was just me. Now we've got a team of 7, and there's been a lot of reorganization and what I'd like to think is improvement to the way that we're organizing the material, interacting with our members, and then providing you a pathway through the educational material that I think it's much improved from where we started, or when I started 10 months ago. So let me give you just kind of an idea here, and we're not going to go into every little detail, every channel here, but I just want to give you an overview of what it looks like. So when you go through that process, you go to our website and you go through the enrollment process, you'll get an email with an access link that will bring you into the Discord. Now, for those of you that are perhaps members of other Discord channels or groups or whatever, it will be very, very familiar to you. But we do get people that have not used Discord before, and they're a little bit lost and not sure where things are. So we just give you a little bit of an idea. So this will serve both those that are not familiar with Discord, or if you're kind of thinking about becoming a member and you're just not sure, you want to see what it looks like. Well, this will accommodate you as well. So when you go through that process, you'll get that access link. It'll bring you into the Discord, and you're going to land here in the General tab. Now, when you first hit, you won't have access to every channel because we want to steer you through the important material initially that we think is very important, and we want to be sure that you're not just randomly clicking through. There is a method to our madness here, so we want to kind of steer you through initially, particularly when you first land here. So you're gonna land in General, and then we want to be sure that you well, of course, first we want you to visit the rules and regs so that you understand it's kind of the conditional agreement that we make with you here as a member. Just obvious things like not sharing content or grabbing stuff, and it was fairly straightforward. This wouldn't surprise any of you with regards to what we're asking of our members here. So you'll have General, you'll have the rules and regs, and then we want you to start up here. The next place that you'll have access to is the welcome members here. So that's a good place to start. Now there's a bit of a process because we've changed it. Now we used to keep all of the training content on the Discord. Now we've since moved it because we just had problems with people stealing, sharing, grabbing YouTube links and sharing. It was a bit of a problem here. So we've reorged to where we have the vast majority of all the video training content, which is the educational material, is now hosted over on Vimeo. So when you first come here, right, we were walking you through the process of how to get access to all of that, how to get full access to all of the channels here, but we want you to first go through those steps. So here, walking through this is just the process of setting up your Vimeo account, how we do it, how we know who you are. And then, we have this master list here. And then if you were interested, we just launched our affiliate program. So if that's of interest to you, we do feel like it's a generous program here. So you can read more about that. That's totally optional, right? So it's there if you're interested, or if you know someone who perhaps you become a member and you participate for some time and you say, hey, there's great value here. I have some other people that might be interested to it. Well, we'll compensate you for that referral, and we give you $100 after their second month of membership. So in theory, if you referred 2 people a month, we'd be sending you $1,000 a month. So it's not a bad deal. So there's more detail here, how to enroll, go through that. So there's the Vimeo setup. If you're interested in being an affiliate, that's an option for you. And then here, I thought this was good to take a look at here. This is sort of a graphical, a flow chart here. Let me blow this up here. So let's see if I can get you a better look at it. So can I open the original? Maybe not when I'm recording. Okay, well, nonetheless, I think you can see it fairly well here. So all of the training material here, all of this in gold here, this is all of the individual training modules that we take you through. Then we have what we call trading discussions here, and this could be for any asset category. Then we have our trading rooms. Live trades is the most popular. It has the most amount of membership participation on it, and that's these are specific trades, what we're doing, walking you through the trade, entry, exit, stop, money management, all of that. That's in the live trade. So that is a requested channel. That's why it's in red here. You do have to submit a request to be added to that channel, which of course, there's no requirement other than we just want to know who has access. So that's an option for you. Just shoot an email to any of the, we call them senseis, any of the trading coaches or senseis, grandmasters in here. You can just do that and you'll get quick access. But then you'll have all the trading rooms here. So whether it's crypto trading, traditional assets, members, identifying setups, long-term holds, and then we have a bit of a top devil competition where we're looking for who can demonstrate results in real money accounts. So we kind of offer you that little competitive element as well. And then we have all the community channels here that are broad-ranging subjects here. This is where I showed you where you land when you first land in general here. Rules and regs, testimonials, resources, member advice, if you're interested in mining, 420 crypto, right? And then platforms and other exchanges beyond just TradingView, because we have members using a wide variety of different exchanges. And then analysis requests. So if there's a particular chart or something that you're interested in seeing video analysis of, we do polling, as you perhaps have heard me mention in many videos. We will very often poll the members and let the members decide what they'd like to see reviewed in video. And as I've mentioned previously, what I will do, whether it's me or my partner Quan, we will record the video early in the day, then we'll make it available to the members for the full day, and then at the end of the day, around 5:30, that's when we post them up on YouTube and share them there. And then additionally, the newest addition, which I thought was sort of a reason to do this video, we've reorganized the educational material and we're borrowing the martial arts model. So we're doing it in a series of belt testing. So thus our trading coaches, we call them senseis. So we have now 4 senseis and 3 grandmasters. So a team of 7 to work with here, but the senseis will walk you through this whole process here. So what we've done is we've organized all of the educational content in a progressive series here. So in order to be qualified for the blue belt, you have to master and pass exams on the white belt here, so that we know you have a solid grasp on the material before we take you to slightly more advanced material in the blue belt, and then purple, and then brown, and then black. Right now we have we've got a pretty good number of white and blue since I think we've launched this now. It's not quite been 2 weeks. But we've got some people now knocking on the door of purple, no one yet to brown or black. Black, by the way, gets you a lifetime subscription to Trade Devils University. But this is a very, very challenging goal to pursue, as it will require demonstrating a lot of trading success. So some of this is really, there's a lot of potential for what we do with this. But most people here, when they come through, will be working through these initial belts here. By the time you're looking at black belt here, you're well on your way to a very successful career as a trader. So I don't want you to think that these are easy to get through. They get progressively more difficult. So by the time you get to brown and black, the material is very challenging, but as you would want it, right? You wouldn't want this to be just a cakewalk to get through. So to some degree, I'm challenging you, but in the same breath, I'm kind of warning you that it's not easy to make this progression, just as it wouldn't be easy to work from a white belt to a black belt in the martial arts. It's progressively more difficult. So let me give you an idea what that looks like. So we'll come back here and revisit this. So if you were going through that process, so we have lounges that we've set up for anyone that's participating in any of those belt tests, so you can share your experience or exchange ideas or charts or whatever it may be. So if you're in that process of going through, say, the blue belt, well, here's a bunch of people going through that process with you here, where you can exchange ideas or charts or whatever your experience may be. And same thing with white belt here. So you've got people exchanging ideas about, oh, it looks like, well, just a contracting triangle, or maybe some Elliott speak, or something relative to an algo pull or median lines. Again, this is a group of like-minded people that are interested in this methodology, that are looking to master it. So you have a lot of common ground here. And interestingly, we see people developing friendships or connecting beyond just what they're experiencing here. So it's been very productive. We've had just a great response from the membership in the way that we've reorganized the content. What we used to do is we up here, so we would have in training, we had all of the individual channels here. So if you were interested in what's going on, you hear me talk about algo polls and how that relates to Fibonacci and all that kind of content. We used to have it all here, but people were just grabbing it and stealing it. So we had to come up with a better solution. So we have moved all of that over to Vimeo, as I told you, but we still exchange ideas and charts here with, you know, and if this is a topic that interests you or you're struggling with something, this might be a place to just post a chart, look for feedback, you know, that kind of thing. So all of this training, all of the categories here are still intact over here on the Discord, but the actual content has all been moved over to Vimeo. All right, so then here, this is kind of my channel here, where this will be a combination of both myself and senseis that will be posting content. So here's all the video content that I produce that ultimately will get shared on YouTube, and well, some of it will, some of it, not all of it will. Charts on Bitcoin, whether I see it or whether one of my senseis. Anytime you see our logo here or with a different color, that's always a sensei, right? So that's me, one of our senseis, Danny, one of our senseis, Hove here, one of our senseis, Tutum, right? So you kind of get the idea here. So same thing, whether we see opportunities in whether it be Bitcoin or a crypto alt, or whether it be in equities, because we're looking at every asset class, Forex, same thing. You know, just again, it's an idea exchange or a trade setup or something that's underway or an analysis that's being shared. And then again, down here to futures, and we have a pretty active room of S&P day traders here where we apply this methodology. And that's something else that you can look forward to. So it's not all about crypto. This methodology that we teach is applicable to any asset class, any chart, any time frame. You've heard me say that many, many times. The underlying asset does not matter. They all move the exact same way. So this has been good, I think, for people, particularly sitting here in August of 2018, that have been suffering through the last 7 months of a bear market in crypto, where just maybe the opportunities haven't been as substantial, certainly not on the buy side, right? We can all agree on that. So a lot of people that just don't like to short crypto are kind of looking, maybe there's some other places I can look, and it opens up their mind to considering some other asset classes that they hadn't been thinking about because their first exposure to trading was through crypto. So that's opened up a lot of doors to many of our members that hadn't even considered, well, maybe I'll take a look at applying this to day trading on a 15-minute chart in the S&P, or swing trading in FX, or taking a swing trade in soybeans or bean oil. Again, the underlying asset does not matter. Here's a chart from gold futures. Here's something I was identifying, right? So we tap the median line as we hit the golden zone. Kind of thing that you've seen me talk about in video many times. So it's just reinforced here with hundreds of examples. So that kind of give you an idea of what's here within this channel. Then we have all of the discussion channels. So these individual asset categories here where members are now posting their ideas. So here's member charts. So this is the process of members learning as they go through it and then posting as they're learning. Hey, do I have this right? What do you think? I noticed this. So this is a very active channel. Of course, everybody's analyzing Bitcoin, so we've got a lot going on in there. Same thing here. This is just content, member exchange, sensei exchange with what people are seeing and applying the methodology. As we will always tell you, the way you learn this is with practice. So it's in this practice process here of showing your content, how you're progressing with the material, and then ultimately looking for feedback from one of the senseis or grandmasters here, that you start to establish confidence in your ability to analyze any chart, any time frame, which is ultimately what we're after. So all of that remains here. Then here are the live trading rooms. Here's live trades, the most active channel here, and it's very often it's my partner Quan walking you through trades that he sees, and then kind of walking you through that whole process here. He's, as you may have heard me mention, I may be the best technician I've ever met. I'm so fortunate to have him as a partner, but this is a very, very, very popular channel, and that's why we make it by request. We want to know who's in here. So it's easy. Just send us an email. Hey, I'd like access to the live trades, and then we kind of keep track of who's in there. So that's another one. Then crypto trading. This is just general crypto trading. You'll see a lot of idea exchange here. Member trade setups. So members that have identified a particular trade, maybe they're taking it or sharing it with other members, something that they've seen that maybe you hadn't. and then long-term holds here as well. So again, there's a lot of content here to really dig into, but what we found was it was kind of overwhelming, particularly for people that were new to this methodology or technical analysis in general, or maybe had some idea about the basics of trading but really didn't understand money management, or how to approach the market, how to deal with a losing streak, or how to deal with a winning streak, just the things that you run into as a trader. So we've tried to give a voice in a place where you can bring some of those questions or those ideas in each of these channels and look for feedback, whether it be from other members going through the same thing or from one of our senseis offering their experience, because all of these senseis are very experienced traders and all certified technical analysts. And additionally, I will tell you that all of the grandmasters and senseis all came from the membership. So these were people that came in, had an interest, were experienced traders, mastered the material, went through certification, and ultimately joined our team. So that is, we like to hire from within, so that's something to keep in mind. So I think that's a pretty good walkthrough. Now let me show you here, as I know I'm moving quickly through this. I just want to kind of give you a general overview. And you can see over here, so right now it's, what is this? It's 1 o'clock here in Austin. So quiet day. So myself and my partner, we're both online here, but have our lights at inactive. Here's a sensei who happens to be based in Germany. He's online and active. And then we've got here we've got a lot of blue belts. This just happens to be the blue belts that are online. So we have 16 blue belts that are online right now. We have 27 white belts that are online right now. And then looks like 92 additional members that are online that are not in the belt process or have not passed that process. So I think we're about 400 members now. So there's a lot of us. So let me show you what the belt situation looks like here. So I think I can. So this is kind of the reorg, but this is worthwhile, so that's why we put it in the welcome channel, so you can kind of get a sense of where things are and how it's organized. So that I think is worthwhile. So let me close that. Now here, let's see. So the process, again, this is in the welcome channel, is how to get access to the belt testing and all of that training content. So again, it's not mandatory, but we are finding that the members that come through are really responding to the way that we've reorged the content here. So this, for example, here's the white belt test. So we've got 4 separate sections here. These are all video. This is all video content in here. If I click it, you can't actually see it because it will show that it's locked down. But so I just want to demonstrate here. So you'll have 4 different sections here, and then you have a written exam and then a practical exam where we're going to give you charts and ask you to analyze them, or it might be a particularly tricky situation, or if this, then that, or if that, then this kind of scenario. So we want to make sure that you're not just going through and memorizing, that you actually understand how to apply what you're learning. So that's the white belt sequence, and then it gets progressively more difficult. So here's your blue belt sequence. So very detailed chapter on risk reward. Here's part 2 in the Elliott Wave training. Here the median line training, combining algorithms and Elliott waves that you often hear me talk about in video, and then some Elliott Wave International supplemental information. Then again, a written test and then a practical exam. And then you find the same thing for purple, brown, and black. So that process of mastering material and then building upon it, so that to be able to excel here and get through the testing sequence of a blue belt, well, you will certainly need to have mastered what you already learned in the white belt. So each belt builds on top of the prior belt. So again, it gets progressively more challenging as you work through that sequence, as you would expect. Right, so that kind of gives you an overview there, and then we don't need to see that. Okay, so pulling that back down, I think that pretty much covers it. So let me get back over here. Where was I? So let's get, where did I have it? Okay, oh shit, now I've lost it. Okay, there, we'll come back here. Oh, we can finish up right here. Oh, I know where I was going to finish. I'm going to finish at the Discord. So I usually have this on another monitor. I'm not used to seeing it in this framework because I keep it on a 24-inch that I have vertically, so I'm just not used to seeing this. So here again, you're going to land here in general. You can see here's a new member who's just come in this morning. I happen to have, this is one of my grandmasters, happens to be in New York for the weekend, thus his picture of what's going on in New York. So not everything is always about trading, right? It's a really interesting group of people in here, all with a shared passion for for trading and mastering this methodology here. So I think you'd find that you'd find a lot of like-minded people in here. So with that, I think that's probably good for our walkthrough. We're at 20 minutes. That should give you a good overview of what you can expect in here. All right, so with that, I will wrap it up. And just a reminder that if you, for example, over here, I should have mentioned this. We do have a public Discord, so this is free to join. So here we are over here. So this is again idea exchange, but this is a place to kind of put a toe in the water. You know, again, you'll find. So I don't know. We have over 1,000 people in the free Discord here. So it's not that there's not value here, and we have senseis that are in here on a regular basis to engage with the members. It's kind of a place to get your feet wet and kind of test it out, see what you think about what you're experiencing here. So you'll get access to a couple of different channels and access to one of the senseis throughout the course of the day. People take turns in there to answer questions. If you have questions about what you're going to experience in the paid membership, it's a good place to, again, just kind of interact and ask some questions and just connect with a sensei or one of the grandmasters. Okay, so with that, I will wrap it there and wish you guys a good weekend, and we'll be back at it on Monday. All right.